Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about a whole new avenue of robust inquiry by special counsel Jack Smith. So we have a number of supposedly, well, they're anonymous sources, but there's so many of them, it really isn't subject to question. Some 8 people have been reported to be questioned by Smith about the fraudulent use of money that Trump raised off of the claims of election fraud. So his Smith is already going great guns on 2 tracks. He's got 2 grand juries sitting, one on Mar-a-Lago, one on January 6th, and this just adds to the already heavy load of the second group. But remember, this was a big part of the January 6th committee's uncovering and investigation. Zoe Lofgren, I think it was, who called it the big graft. So in the wake of the election, Trump started just blanketing really his supporters with fundraising emails to stop the fraud. It was all, based on the allegations that the election had been stolen, and therefore it's a fraud potentially in one of 2 ways. Fraud just means you're getting money or some property based on a lie, and what's the lie here? It's twofold. First, everything about the claims that the election was stolen. And then second, and this is what Lofgren was talking about and what the committee documented, the final report, which issues, has a 43-page appendix on just this. They announced this election defense fund, and money pours into it more than they even anticipated, and they don't use it for that. It just goes into the general coffers of Donald Trump. It does seem to be the one successful aspect of his, what you could call his overall business model, is bilking his supporters for another $25, $50, etc. So Smith has done a wide range of subpoenas, and so the violation, the criminal violation he would be looking into is a whole new one. It would be federal wire fraud because it involves the use of the mails. And he has asked for all kinds of communications, not just about the election defense fund, but about the internal emails and communications of the people who are working this, as to whether they know there's no fraud here. So it really dovetails with the overall investigation. Do you have any emails that say, I know this wasn't really a fraud, but keep sending them out? It looks like there were a couple vendors who worked on this. One was ordered to send out an email to fundraise in Pennsylvania because ostensibly the election was fraudulent there, and the guy said, I can't do this, it's not true, and he got fired. But Smith is really digging deep about any kind of emails and internal communications, and they could be quite strong on exactly this point, that Team Trump knows it's all a bunch of malarkey. And so as always, the emails can tend to tell the tale. And so whether Smith is looking to make a whole nother charge or just to bolster the general charges growing out of the election and January 6th, the evidence about people working on this, knowing that it's false, could be very useful for sure. So we have, specifically as well, apparently a whole bogus election defense fund sent up. And remember, Trump people, I think, some people told the January 6th committee, we never really did anything with this. It just kind of poured in. So it's a fraud against, all these victims who are hardworking folk in favor of Donald Trump who send out yet more contributions to him. Now, we know also from what the people have reported and the questions they've been asked that Smith is really casting a broad net for anything that reveals that that people know that it wasn't, that the election hadn't really been stolen. And if that is widespread knowledge in Team Trump, you can bet, among other things, that the tippy top, being Mark Meadows and Donald Trump, know it all too well. So that's the big news. A whole new avenue of inquiry. Will it lead to a whole nother case? Or will it just bolster Smith's case? And it's another showing that Smith is A, pedal to the metal, and B, really not stopping at the charges that the specific chapters that the January 6th committee presented in its series of hearings to the country, but going more broadly and, as it were, following the money. So as he follows that, we will follow him and see where it leads. It's obviously a robust activity in the grand jury when a lot of people are talking to the newspapers about it. So we'll continue to get, I think, more reports on it. So talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.